You have hail damage, so a roofer comes by and you sign a contract, but they haven't ripped off your roof yet. So is this contract even binding? Well, John Lloyd, managing attorney for Legal Aid of North Carolina, is with us today. Just recently, you and I had a conversation. We're going to let everybody else in on it too. There was a News 2 viewer who had an issue. They had signed a contract. A roofer hadn't physically ripped off the roof, but the roofer had met with the insurance agent at the house to look at the damage. Is the contract that she signed binding, even though no shingles were ripped off?
Right. It's a great question. It's the kind of question we get frequently at Legal Aid. Can I get out of a contract? Can I get out of the contract? Most contracts, most contracts have what's called a 3-day rescission period, and that's a period of time when people can get out of a contract for no penalty. Unfortunately, a lot of people wait until much later than 3 days before they make a decision. And so, as you pointed out, they've signed the agreement with the contractor has come to the house, the contractor has begun making assessments. The contractor may not have, as you put it, ripped off the entire roof yet, but they've begun some preliminary work based on the contract. Can the folks get out of it? Now they go to Angie's List. Now they go to Nextdoor.com and they say, hey, I don't know about these folks. Maybe I don't want them working on my house anymore. Is it too late? Probably. It is probably too late. And while there are always exceptions in the law, and while cases are all unique and individual, in North Carolina, you cannot enter into a contract past the rescission period and then do
Get
your
out.
due diligence
Okay.
and
All
not
right.
want to.
All right. So let's talk about this, because storm season happens all throughout, and this is definitely storm season. During cleanups, people are panicked to get their property fixed. Construction workers of whatever kind are all around. You say it's a scammer's prime pouncing time after a major storm.
Yeah, absolutely. They see it as a smorgasbord, and contractors come rolling in from Alabama, from Georgia, from Florida. People are hurting, people are in pain, and they make impulsive decisions because they're scared and they're panicked, as you pointed out. And so what happens is this is an opportunity for scam artists to really take advantage of North Carolina citizens. And we see it, as you pointed out. First thing they might say is, hey, you know what? There's so many people who are hurting. If you could pay us up front because we have to help your neighbors, that will really help us get the job done. Of course, by the time you've paid them, they're already back in Alabama. Giving folks an estimate, and then they finish the job and say, well, you know what? It really took a lot more work than we anticipated, so it's going to be twice as much. Classic scam. And the last one you pointed out, this is a really sad one. Contractors will target folks who have built up equity in their home and they might not even have a mortgage anymore. And so they trick folks into signing off deeds of trust on the property for the work that is going to be done. And of course, they don't do a great job, or they do no job at all. They claim they do, and then they use that deed of trust to try to take advantage of, and take the home from the folks.
All right, we got 2 minutes, and I want to get these last two questions in. The first one is this: what about the threat of having a lien put on your property? Can that really happen?
Yeah, absolutely, and it can happen. But it doesn't happen the way we often see it. Sometimes these contractor scammers will try and bully elderly folks and say they're going to put a lien on their house if they don't do what the contractors want and change the contract and pay them more. But it doesn't happen like that. The way you get a lien on a property is you sue the homeowner for, say, non-payment after they've done legitimate work. Once they get a judgment, that judgment can convert into a lien on the property. So it can happen. A lien is a legitimate thing that can occur to folks. However, the way scam artists threaten a lien is often not legitimate.
All right, so we got about 1 minute left. Legal Aid, it's a nonprofit law firm, meaning it's free assistance, free guidance. Who can get help and for what kind of issues?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking that question. A lot of folks in North Carolina don't realize that Legal Aid is out there. It is available. There are qualifications. Folks have to make less than 125% of the poverty rate to generally qualify. However, elderly folks under certain titles in federal law are allowed to have our services regardless of their income.
Okay, good
and
to
so
know.
I ask that all elderly folks take advantage of calling legal aid if you feel that you have been scammed by a contract.
All right, and it's Legal Aid of North Carolina, and there are lawyers all over the state that are willing to help you. Thank you so much for your time. If you missed any of this, maybe you need to send it to someone. It's going to be posted in the Who Wants to Know section.